Morning Raga is an Indian film with most of the dialogue in English. Released in 2004. It was directed by Mahesh Dattani and starred Bollywood actresses Shabana, Azmi and Perizaad, Zorabian, and Telugu actor Prakash Kovelamudi. The film is unusual for its understated acting and extensive use of English, albeit with a generous smattering of Godavari Telugu. Prasad, Devineni and Shobu Yarlagadda of Arka Media Works were line producers for the movie. The film focuses on three main characters, all Telugu, whose lives have each been ruined by past tragedies and how they are united by circumstance. These three are all connected by a love of music, and through this the film explores elements of classical Indian Carnatic music, the Raga, and contemporary Indian music. Plot. The story is set deep in the Andhra Pradesh countryside. In the West, Godavari, Swarnalata, Shabana Azmi, is a classically trained Carnatic singer who lost her son and best friend, Vaishnavi, in a bus accident. The story reopens after a period of 20 years, when Vaishnavi's son, Abani Prakash Kovelamudi, plans to leave his business of composing jingles with a desire to start a music troupe to compose an everlasting music just like the Shabana, and with these plans returns to his home in his village. His plan irks his father Nasa, who wants him to look after the ancestral lands in the village. On the day of death anniversary of Vaishnavi, Abani spots Swarnalata and hears her song, P-Bear Ramarasam, in the temple. When Swarnalata leaves the temple, Abani stops her, saying, "You knew my mother," and follows her. The duo reach the bridge when a car comes and hits Abani, and the car was being driven by Pinky Perizaad Zorabian. Swarnalata screams and reaches her home, with the 20-years-old guilt in her mind that her one step on the bridge caused the accident. Here, the car gets some glitch and Pinky is compelled to stay for the night in the village. Next morning both Abani and Pinky set for Hyderabad to seek the perfect artists for the proposed troupe, and they get a guitarist and a drummer, Balaji Shailene Sharma. All land up at Pinky's boutique, whose environment irritates Abani, but somehow Pinky consoles him, and the practices start, with a few opportunities coming up their way. But their rock band does not receive the respect as Abani had expected. After a few days Abani receives the violin his mother used to play when she was alive. He returns to the village to return the violin to Swarnalata, saying that both her voice and the sound of the violin are complementary to each other and one cannot exist without one another, and invites her to sing with their troupe, for which she refuses, saying that she won't come to the village, and returns the violin. Swarnalata's husband asks him to bring his troupe to the house on Ganesh Chaturthi Day. The troupe arrives on the said date and Swarnalata starts singing Mahaganapati Manasasnarami, but stops in between and sings the sophisticated sargam of the song, for which no compatible music could be played. That evening Abani again compels Swarnalata to sing in the city, but she again refuses, and Abani ends the communication with a note that she owes him a lot as he is her best friend's son. After all, next morning Abani's father expresses his dislike in his son's musical career in front of Swarnalata, and at the same time Swarnalata agrees to sing for Abani in the city. She starts from her house with her husband. On the way their car breaks down and they are forced to take the bus, which crosses the bridge. Swarnalata starts screaming, stops the bus and starts running and falls ill. Both return to home and her husband reports that she cannot come for singing. Next day Swarnalata personally calls Pinky and asks her to learn Carnatic music. Pinky learns Carnatic music from Swarnalata. After a few days Abani plans a concert, though for Pinky to sing, but always urges Swarnalatha to come for singing. But she continues to express her reluctance because she considers the bridge as a punishment for her ambitions. One day, while driving, Pinky gets irked at the repetitive reluctance of Swarnalatha, and speeds up the car and crosses the bridge. And Swarna starts screaming, "Stop the car! We all are going to die." Finally, Pinky stops the car and reveals that her father was drunk and was responsible for the accident. The film ends with a concert in which Swarnalatha appears and sings Thai Yashoda on repeated urging from Pinky, and the concert becomes a 10-week hit. A side plot involving Pinky and her city slicker mother, Lily Dubby, and the villager Appa Rao Dharmavarapu_Subramaniam, with his Buffalo Annapurna, add comedy into an otherwise serious and thoughtful film. The film was photographed by Rajiv Menon and edited by A. Srikar Prasad. Music was composed by Mani Sharma. Production: Shabana. Azmi trained intensively in Carnatic music before she was allowed to sing during the film. The house used for her character's home is a historic Zamindar country mansion and estate near the West Godavari village of Color. Reception: the film received mixed reviews, although the actors generally earned praise for their portrayals. One film critic wrote that Morning Raga is one of the most innovative and fresh films to come out of India in recent years. Others criticized it for having a mangled storyline that was as contrived as the rock-layered Carnatic soundtrack. Morning Raga on IMDb.